Hello, fáilte han danne agóidí an cartlan ceol seo fanne Cruinniú na nág agus is me sé Aidan O'Donnell ó Music Generation Tipperary. Welcome everybody to this workshop as part of Cruinniú na nág. I'm Aidan O'Donnell from Music Generation Tipperary, and I'm delighted to be here to provide this workshop. We're going to talk today about, I suppose it's aimed at mostly teenagers. We're going to talk about how to use your phone or different devices to record and share your own music, and it's supposed to be able to kind of create arrangements of your own music on your own. So yeah, hopefully what we're going to do is I'm going to give a basic kind of introduction to that, and then as part of that as well, I'm also going to create a video excuse me, myself, and that will be at the end of the process. So I'm going to do, I suppose, a kind of a talk through first, and then as part of the process at the end, then show you how it all comes together, basically. Delighted to have been asked to do this. This event is presented by Tipperary County Council Library Service and supported by the Tipperary Creative Ireland programme as part of Cruinniú na nág 2020. So ourselves in Music Generation Tipperary, we're delighted to have been invited to be part of that. And it's such a special day and a really important date on the calendar. But yes, hopefully our little contribution can get some of you making music and show you new ways maybe to look at different types of apps and things like that. The app we're using today is called Acapella, and Acapella is it's a free app to download, but there are costs to it to unlock certain features. But there are full free versions of similar software and apps out there. So, for example, there's phone apps for Android and for iPhone, and as well as that there's, I suppose, more complicated but worthwhile avenues by looking at things like Audacity and GarageBand, which are I suppose sound software programs that you can download to your phone or to your PC or computer, whatever device you want to use it on, and they'd be more like what you would use in a studio, I suppose. So instead of using a kind of video and a sound editing kind of software, instead it just focuses on the sound, but it's really useful and beneficial to look at those things as well. Anyway, we'll talk about all that there towards the end of the video. Let's get into showing you what Acapella looks like. Hope you enjoy it. So here we see just the home screen on my iPhone, and you can see on the top right here the Acapella app. So all we need to do is just press the app and it opens up to a kind of a home page. Now what you'll notice at the bottom is we still have the same symbol for the app down here at the bottom, and that's what you need to get started. The other aspects of it are kind of a bit like Facebook, I suppose. You can see on the bottom left you have what's called a feed. I suppose that gives you a kind of an idea of what other people are doing and other types of videos, people who are sharing their music, that type of thing. And you can also ask people to collaborate on that feed as well. As far as I'm aware, you can touch base with other people who are sharing their music and ask to collaborate with them. We also see there's a place for monitoring your activity and also for editing your own profile as well. But what we want to do to start making music, we just need to click on that little app. Now you can see that what we have here are two options. We have option to either join as an existing collaboration, so that would be with somebody else who likewise has the app, or else we can record a new piece. And we can see the last piece I've done is the piece that I would have put on Facebook last week on the Music Generation Tipperary Facebook page. So what I want to do is I want to press record new. It's asking me this will remove your current project and start a new one. Do you want to continue? And what I do is I press yes. Now we have a place where it comes to selecting the layout. There's different sort of options, I suppose, you can go for here. There are classic options or premium options. I mean, the premium are those that I think come with the paid option. And I should say, again, this is just the first app that I found, and it's free to mess about with this app, to use it for clips of say up to 30 seconds. But after that, if you want to do longer videos, you do need to either sign up to the 7-day trial or else pay the appropriate fee. So, you know, again, this is something as a kind of a practicing musician, this is something I would use, hope to use again and again. So I bought the app, but there are free versions of apps like this out there, and they work in a very similar way. So for now, what I'm going to press is the classic option, and when we see the classic option, we can see that there are different types of layout. So you can either just record one video or add panes as you like. So again, if you wanted to just have a guitar and voice option, you could do an option where you have just the 2 panes, or you can record, I think the video I done last week was up to 9. So as you scroll across, you can see there's different types of layout that you can choose. So you know what, for my video that I'll do next, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to record yet, but maybe should we do something like this one here. So we've got different frames. Now here's where it gets interesting. You have to select the length of the clip. Now that's an important thing to note, because probably what you need to do is have an idea or trial the piece that you're going to play first, so that you have a good idea of how long it's going to be, and probably give yourself an extra 5 or 10 seconds at the end, because you're going to need that for both the top of it and the end of it to make it clean. You know, that you're not missing any music each end. So for the free options generally are the 15 seconds one, the 30 seconds one, but then after that, for the minute, 3 minutes and 10 minutes, if you hadn't bought the app, there would be options there to show you what to do to buy those options. What I generally do is go for a custom time. And a custom time means that you can, it brings up an option. I don't know if you can see that too clearly there, but it gives you the option then to set an exact time. So I think I might go for something like 3 minutes this time. Let's go for 3 minutes instead, something like that there. And I'll try and fit the piece in around that. So yeah, something like 3 minutes. And what you want to do then is just click done and next. Now here's where it gets interesting. To start adding the videos, you just click on the plus sign in the window, and now you're ready to record. Once that square has the red line around it, you're ready to record, and you can see me hiding behind the computer, ready to record. So here we have the recording pane again, and again you can see me. I've moved into the house this time because I'm actually going to record the video. I'm going to do I play traditional fiddle myself, so instead of me singing, which wouldn't do anybody any good, I don't think, or talking, what we want to do is we want to record different panes, but I can't do that at the same time as playing the fiddle. So I'm just going to show you very briefly how to record in the 4 different panes, and then I'll put up an example of what it eventually will sound like. But all you need to do is, once that pane is red, as I said in the earlier little bit, you just, once that's red, you're ready to record, and then you just literally click record. And you'll see it counting down, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now the little clock at the top you can see is starting to count down from 3 minutes. And that's, you definitely know you're live, and it will cut out after the 3 minutes that I've selected. So if you have selected the free version of 15 or 30 seconds, then it will also cut out at 30 seconds and stop recording. So it's important to get that right. You'll also see, if I stop that, we can stop it and just use that much if we really want. So it'll ask you, do you want to continue with the video that you've just recorded, or whether if you want to redo it. Some people will want to redo it and do another take of it if they feel they can do it better. We're going to click continue for this. And it shows you, it'll play back. The little clock at the top, you can see is starting. So you can hear that's the speech that I just made a second ago, and all you want to do is add video. And a little sign comes up saying rendering. So what you do is you just wait until that renders, and all that means is that it's placed it into the frame. It's basically saving it. And there we have it saved into the top left frame. To add a line over that, you simply just press on the next frame with the plus sign, And you can see that square now goes red, and the record button is up here at the bottom again. And it's literally that simple. Now, this is where the earphones are really important, because if you have earphones, you're able to hear very clearly what's going on in this window, this pane, while recording on this one. Whereas now what we'll hear without earphones, we'll be able to hear what's being played back here at the same time as what we're recording here, so it might sound a bit messy. So, but if I record it, I know you'll see what I mean. Again, it counts you down 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now the little clock at the top.
And I'm going to talk over it like this, blah 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 blah. And if I literally just keep talking, you'll hear that the next time we hear the video, it'll sound like a complete mess, because there's going to be 2 different clips of me talking over myself. But hopefully when it would be music, it would be beautiful, is the idea. And again, once we hit stop, it'll ask you, do you want to continue or redo? We'll continue just for the purposes of this. And it's the same thing. You can see the 2 videos playing. And you can hear the mess that I'm talking about. Going to add video again. And it's literally, that is the process that you keep doing. It's as simple as that. Once it finishes rendering, you can stop at that point and share just what you have. I might just go through some of the other little features you have down here. At the bottom you have a play sign. That's literally just to play the video. Here we have a kind of a speaker symbol, and what we want to do is press that. What you have here are some of the different ways that you can mix it. So if the highlighted square is all red, that means you can turn it up or down like this here and adjust the volume with these settings. So you can make one louder than the other. So it's basically a way of mixing your project. Now all you want to do is hit done when you're finished with that. There is also a filter feature, so you can change the colour of your videos, things like that. Turn it black and white, change the colours like this. So yeah, there's different ways of just messing about, and you can mess about with that in your own time. There's also a copyright option to put on a watermark, and that's something again that you can mess with yourself if you want to do that. But again, for me, it's about keeping it really simple. I think the only one I really mess about with is the mixing, so that each line, if you feel like in your arrangement you want to hear one instrument or one voice more than another, you can adjust it there, and you can also pan it left and right, so that it gives a bit of extra clarity to what you're listening to. But again, I think that just comes with messing with the app itself and just playing around with it. So the next thing we need to do is just to share it. If we want to save it or share it, we want to saving it really is the same as share it. It's asking then to enter a caption if you want to do that. What song did you perform? You can also share it with the public, so that's with anybody. You can share it on. You can see down here you can save it to your own camera roll. You can save it to Instagram, WhatsApp, and across the board you see all the different Facebook Messenger. You can basically look at all the different options you have there to share it. You can also just share a link with somebody, and that'll just copy a link out. Or else you can start collaborating with a friend. So you can share it with somebody else who has the app, and they can add on. So for example, we only have 2 squares there. The next person could add on the next 2 squares. Or if you shared it with your cousin in Donegal, they could put on some drums, and you could share it with your other cousin in New York, and they could put on some bass guitar. So it's literally, it can go around the world, but we just suppose we're focusing here on Tipperary. So yeah, if you know anybody in Cashel or Templemore or Borrisokane or Carrick-on-Suir, you can send it all around the county and still have people playing music together while in isolation. And that's really it. What I might do is I might show how to share it to for example, well, you know what, I think it's just a self-explanatory. Once you share out from that, that's it. But one of the easiest ones, I think, is to share to, if we go private, we want to go to the camera roll. Generally, it doesn't really matter. The higher quality video is probably still for the best, but takes up more space. And then it'll just say rendering again, which is the same as saving, I suppose. And you can see it just goes through the different percentages, and once it's saved, it's in the camera roll of the phone then. That's it really. So what I might do is I might record
a video of myself now using the 4 panes to give an example of what can be done. Again, the video, you can use the camera facing away from you or towards you, but I generally use it facing it towards me simply because I can monitor what's going on and have a look at the camera and see what's happening. As well as that, it's a lot easier that usually I have the phone turned like this when I'm doing it, and that way then that's just the video that says that your project has been shared, and to get your audio file you can save it again or share it again. But generally when you're recording, what I would do is I would just show you, like I would hold it looking at me like that, and you'd have to press the button and run back. What I also do sometimes is count in 1, 2, 3, 4, and then what you can do is you can get rid of that by recording over it again. So you could put in a ghost track, what's called a ghost track, on one of these. So literally I could just count on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would give you a counting for any of the rest of them. So I suppose it's important that you can record 1, 2, 3, 4 and let it record on, but that gives you a reference for all the others. And if you want to redo any pane at any time, you just click on that and it'll redo it. But if you don't record anything, it'll just still have the same other video underneath. So I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, please get in touch with us. And if you are going to use this app to make music, or not just this app, but any app, I mean, there's loads of other ways to do this. There's free apps online, and there's also like non-video apps, I suppose just audio apps like GarageBand, Audacity. There's loads of them out there that you can get online. And the main thing is to be able to share making music and have a go with the stuff yourself. But if you are doing it, please use the hashtag keep making music. And as well as that, if you want to tag Music Generation Tipperary in any of the posts that you do put up, we'd love to see how you're getting on with it, and we'd love to see some of the music that's been made around the county and elsewhere as well. So thanks very much for listening. We hope this helps, and stay tuned for more videos and more developments with what's going to be happening in Music Generation Tipperary over the next while. Stay safe and keep making music. Bye.